Minfilia? Mask of Grief. Minfilia has a request to make of you. Have you a moment, Violet? I believe Edda wished a word with you. I should consider it a personal favor if you would lend a something ear to her troubles. She has not been herself since Bruno's passing, and my heart aches to see her in so downcast. Okay, let's go and talk to Ida. Hey, it's Violet, great! Oh, it's no use, I'm trying to stay positive, but it's just hard, you know. The thing is, I know Moon would tell me off if she saw me moping around like this. Which is why I decided to cheer myself up by getting her a personal special flower. I placed in order for a moon daisy with ruin a little while ago, and it's ready to be picked up. The trouble is, I find ruin a bit difficult at the best of times, and well, this isn't one of them. I know it's silly, but I just can't face it at the moment. So I was wondering, do you think you could maybe collect it for me? I have the coin to pay for the flower right here. Thank you so much. I'll be waiting for you and the daisy at Riverfrost. Okay. Oh. Where is this? Oh, it's just outside. Okay, let's go. Oh, going the wrong way. What can I do for you today, Venture? Ancient Ticket to trade? Ah, they got you running errands now? Them Scions really know how to make the most of your talents, don't they? Sending the savior of Rorisia to the bleeding market? Fine use of your time, if that is. Seriously though, you best learn how to say no, or they'll have you mucking out the chocobo stables next. Anyway, what was it you were here to pick up? The moon daisy, was it? Here then, take it. And tell that Ida lass I've got a wide selection of headwear in stock if she ever decides to replace that drawny old mask of hers. God knows she needs to. Okay, let's go back to Ida. Oh, cool. Oh, going the wrong way. Ah, Ruin can be so annoying. She just will not take no for an answer. Every time I visit her, she insists I replace my visor with something more fashionable. And when I tell her I like it just fine the way it is, she says say it again and again. And then again. It drives me crazy. What I mean to say is, I really appreciate you doing this for me, so anyway, let's see it. I really love these things, you know. I hope that somewhere, somehow, she knows I still think, I'm still, ugh, I'm still thinking of her.
I'll never forget you, Moon. None of us will.
The song riseth to a crescendo.
Is that what I think it is?
Hello, can you hear me? We have received grave tidings from Ishgard. Pray return to the Rising Stones at once.
Let's go and see what's happened to Ishgard. My apologies for the interruption. I was deeply saddened to learn of Moonbirdie's passing. Her loss will be sorely felt. Alas, recent developments in Ishgard leave us little time to mourn. The envoy from Kurfis will soon arrive, and we must hasten to hear her report. Okay? Defenders of Ishgard. Outflow awaits the arrival of Ishgardian envoy. The envoy is here. I thank you for receiving me at such short notice. Time is of the essence, so I would forgo the certain you become with news of Drevanians. Aye, the dragons have begun their attack in earnest. The first were reached the central headlands in a short while ago, and the battle was joined soon thereafter. Surin himself sailed forth with the contingent of the Temple Knights and several companies of noble houses' finest. Though the beasts were ultimately forced into retreat, our victory, if such is it may be called, came at the cost of many of our own, too many. We will not withstand the second wave should the Drevanians renew their assault. You paint a grim picture, my lady. It is reinforcements you seek them? We do, though it pricks our pride. It is plain we cannot perfect Ishgard with our ranks thus thinned by the Horde. Sir Ermac would meet with you to discuss the possibility of enlisting your aid. Very well, I shall depart for Corinthians at once. I must warn you, however, the involvement of the Crispberries is by no means assured. Our commitment to quelling the unrest in Ul'dah must take precedence. It is with such contingencies in mind that we must make another request. The Signs of the Seventh Dawn are known for sharing close ties with all three of the grand companies in Erosa. Would you consider to plead our case to their leaders? Though I gladly appeal to the grand companies on your behalf, I dare not promise a favourable reply. You need not say more. Considering our past dealings with the Eorzean Alliance, I can well imagine how our plea will be received. But the fate of Ishgard hangs in the balance, and we must explore every avenue still open to us, no matter how unpromising. I see. Very well. I shall send an invoice to each of the allied nations and have them present your request directly to the heads of the grand companies. In the event that your plea does receive a favourable answer, I know that any support is certain to be conditional. Demands will be made of Ishgard. That is only to be expected. Rest assured that I speak with Sir Ermac's authority in this matter, and that our actions are fully sanctioned by the Holy See. Which brings me to a final request, a personal appeal to you, Warrior of Light. The Lord Commander much desires to speak with you, regardless of your fellow's involvement. You faced Medgar Somer and survived. Anything you can share of your experience may yield us an advantage over our foe. Thank you. You wear the mantle of hero well. 'Twould seem the road leads us both to Camp Dragonhead. Seek me out when you arrive, Violet.
The sons must answer for their father's misdeeds. Only then will the cycle be broken. Brothers and sisters of the heavens, we raise our voices and join you in the chorus. The sinner's feeble magics are undone. Come, claim your retribution.
Let's get to Camp Dragonhead. It seems I was the swifter, Violet. You too, however, have arrived with time to spare. For for our host has yet to make an appearance. The murmurings about camp tell of some manner of trouble at the gates of judgment. In the Lord Commander's absence, I suggest we visit the place and find out what is afoot. Okay. The gates of judgment are much more than mere doors. They are the outermost layers of Ishgar's magical wards. If our first line of defense can be so easily shattered. When I laid my eyes upon Lazy Iceheart, I felt the marrow freeze within my bones. Heretic scum, how dare they meddle with our divine protections? I shall rid our nations of their blasphemy, even if it means cutting them down by one. We need not fret overmuch. There are yet several layers of arcane protection that shield the city from invasion. Mother will be fine. It would seem the heretics that struck first, and most telling, blow against Ishgard. Silence, we were expecting you at Camp Dragonhead. My apologies, we chanced to hear that there had been trouble at the gates, and thought it prudent to investigate the cause. Then you have learned that the heretics' treachery at Lady Iceheart led a force of followers against our defenders, and came close enough to dispel the first of our wards. But let's speak more of this back at the camp. The Sir awaits you. The worms roar. Alflo seems eager to return to Camp Dragonhead. Lady Iceheart has grown bold indeed if she would risk direct action against the city. Come, let us do as we were bid and return to Camp Dragonhead. Lord Hoshfront will know where Sir Emmett means to receive us. Tis reassuring indeed to behold the countenance of a friend when one's homeland teeters upon the very brink of disaster. Though a single misstep could send us plunging into the abyss, your heroic presence strokes the flames of courage within my heart. Ah, but you did not come to Dragonhead to listen to my prattling. The Lord Commander has arrived and would treat you in the necessary. Okay. Greetings, madame. Shall I show you inside? I thank you for coming with such haste, and I apologize for my absence, suffice it to say. Lady Iceheart and her heretics have much to answer for. Yes, and we were but recently returned to the gates of judgment ourselves. Given the circumstance, we quite understand if you prefer to postpone our appointed audience. On the contrary, Master Ned, I think it's more important than ever that this meeting take place. Rest assured I shall return to my post on Ishgard's walls the moment our business is concluded. Before we move on to the subject of reinforcements, however, I would introduce you to a close friend and stalwart ally, Instanen. Fellow Dragoon! He didn't show up? Oh, he did. May I present you to your Ishgard's Azure Dragoon. The present title, though I confess I know precious little on the Order of the Dragoons. They are formidable warriors all, yet even among such masters of the lance, Istene is without equal. He, out of all the warriors of Ishgard, was chosen to wield the power of dragons, and may thus contend with the Javanians. You flatter me overmuch, Lord Commander. If I ever was without equal, I am no longer, as my fellow Azure Dragoon here will attest. But be at ease, Violet, I did not come to challenge you this day. Well now, that we have all been introduced, let us proceed into the matter at hand. I will share with you what we have learned of Iceheart's design, as confessed by the heretics taken captive after the assault on the gates. It would seem that Lady Iceheart and the Travanians share a common goal, the reclamation of Nidhogg's stolen eye. Nidhogg, one of the 7 great worms? His name features prominently in our nation's history, though once defeated by the hero of Haldrith, and the beast is said to have terrorized Coryphia since Ishgard's founding. Aye, many are the scars our walls bear from Nidhogg's relentless efforts to raise the city. The trophy Haldrith plucked from the bested worm's skull, known simply as the Eye, is a treasured relic of Ishgard and one possessed of untold power. Should it ever be returned to Nidhogg, the dread creature would be restored to its height of his strength, and then the wall or ward we could erect would be stout enough to deny him. My vengeful son hath waged war against Ishgard for thousands of years. No mortal mind could comprehend the depths of his rancor. The eye itself is secreted deep within the vault. It is kept under heavy guard, surrounded at all times by men and women who have proven their loyalty to the Holy See. But though stout and sharp blades may suffice to discourage the heretics, the dragons are another matter. There is intrigue within the Javanian horde whom the entire company of knights would labour to repel, to say nothing of Nidhogg himself. Nor does age rob them from their strength. Though an endless march of years the dragons endure, patient, calculating, and execrable, you must understand that these creatures do not share our perception of time. And that is precisely true of the great worm. They who spend centuries in slumber only to wake and resume their campaign as if mere hours had passed. It has been 20 years since Nidhogg had last darkened our skies, 20 years for him to gather his strength, and for us to bolster our defences. And now, just as he seems primed to return, the heretics strike at our gates. You believe that Lady Iceheart is in league with the creature then? Of that we cannot be certain, though we know the heretics covet the eye. We have been unable to determine their plans of it. Such questions aside, we must needs address the ragged hole their mistress has seen fit to render in Ishgard's protections. It is a weakness that the Javanians are not like to leave untested. So it would seem you have described your plight in admirable detail, Lord Commander, yet I cannot help but wonder at your candour. Why share such sensitive information with us? I shall speak plain. Ishgard has need of allies, and I would have you bolstered our front lines in readiness for the coming battle against the dragons. This much I expected. Unlike our arrangement concerning the Keeper of the Lake, however, only you stand to benefit from our assistance in this matter. I fail to see why we should intervene in a conflict between which concerns only Ishgard and Javania. When the Eurasian Alliance requested Ishgard's assistance during the Operation Archon, you refused us. Does it not seem grossly unjust to demand that we now risk our lives in yours private war? I made no attempt to defend my country's conduct. I only ask that you consider would we follow were Ishgard to fall. Having razed our city to the ground, the Horde would have little cause to linger, and would return to their lairs in Javania. Soon thereafter, the ruins of Griffiths would be burned buried in snow, and the land would become the sole province of the beasts and beastmen. Until the Guardian's arrival, that is, for you may be certain that the Empire would not hesitate to claim Curtius. They would not even have a draw steel. An imperial province sharing a border with Mundana. 7 hells. Very well. We will assist you in repelling the dragons. The roar of a great war may have shaken the firmament, but we, our roars, will not abandon our Ishgard brothers to face the common Horde alone. Nor did I ever think you would. Now, upon the matter of the roar. Allow me, Sir Emmerich. Though the power of the eye, I have become the vessel of Nidhogg's strength. His essence has stolen into me into my very blood. Fear not, I am full control of my facilities, I assure you, and the eye itself is no relevance to its tail. It is not essential that I bear it with me, wherever I go. Its lingers influence does, however, allow me to hear Nidhogg's voice. Then the worm who roared? Was Nidhogg? Aye. He means to hurl his horde against Driven's collar and shatter the remaining wards that protect the city. There can be no doubt that the worm has summoned his minions to war. Though the circumstances are far from ideal, the desperate endeavour will at least provide us with an opportunity to bring the sister states of Erosia together in common cause. Surma was more ruthless in his negotiation than I anticipated. I suppose one must give no quarter when one's home is at stake. But did you not see the look on his face when he formally requested our assistance? Though the Lorkman has long campaigned for Ishgard to open its gates to the outsiders, I suspect that this softening of the Holy See's attitude towards foreign corporations becomes as something of a bittersweet victory. The days ahead promise to be interesting indeed.